Good morning, everyone. Welcome, students. Today, we are going to continue with our chapter 4, that is heat. Today, we will discuss about remaining topics of this chapter, that is heat can be transferred from three different ways, from hot object to cold object. One way we have done by conduction method. Now today we'll discuss about convection method, radiation, absorption of heat radiations, emitters of heat radiations, and importance of color of objects in everyday life. Okay? So in conduction method, what is conduction method? Means when heat is transferred from hotter part of a material into colder part of material without the movement of material, and conduction means when heat is transferred in solid objects. Okay, that is involved in conduction, means transfer of heat by the process of conduction take place in solids. You have read your chapter and you have also complete your work. Now next is about convection. We have just studied that transfer of heat in solids take place by the process of conduction, and transfer of heat in liquids and gases take place by the process of convection. Okay, means convection is the process by which heat is transferred in liquid and gaseous from the hotter part to the colder part. Means convection is the transfer of heat. Again, I repeating this line. Convection is the transfer of heat from the hotter part of liquid or gas to its colder part by the movement of liquid itself. Transfer of heat by convection can take place only in liquids and gases because the particles in liquid and gases can move about freely. In convection, the particles of liquid actually move from hotter region to the colder region to transfer the heat. Means transfer of heat by convection can't take place in solid because particles in solids are fixed at one place and hence can't move about freely. So the transfer of heat by convection also can't take place in empty spaces because there are no particles of any kind in empty space which can move and transfer heat. Now we will describe the transfer of heat by convection through the most common liquid around us, that is water, and most common gas, that is air. Okay, one by one. First is convection in water, then after convection in gas. Before we do the place, note that hot water is lighter than cold water. Similarly, hot air is lighter, means less dense than cold air. Okay, so let's start this activity. Take some water in a round bottom flask. Keep it on a tripod stand. See in this figure. Put a crystal of potassium permanganate in it. Heat it with the burner. The water at the bottom becomes hot and rises up, and cold water from the top moves down. This water becomes hot and then rises up. Hot end rises up and cold water from the top moves down. This process is continuous till all the water gets heated. You can also kept a kettle filled with water on your gas at your home and do this activity. And but don't add potassium permanganate crystals in it. This shows heat is transferred by convection. Okay, means convection in water is a poor conductor of heat. Okay, water is a poor conductor of heat, so it can't transfer heat by conduction. It can't transfer heat by conduction. Water transfer heat by the process of convection. In order to heat water, we keep the vessel containing water over a gas burner. Now through the burner is kept at the bottom of vessel, but it still heats all the water in the vessel. When water is heated in the vessel, it transfers heat from its hotter part to the colder part by the process of convection. Okay, this process of hot water rising upwards and cold water sinking downwards take place again and again, due to which the whole water in the beaker gets heated uniformly. The circulatory movements of water in the beaker, in which hot water rises and cold water sinks again and again, are called convection currents. These convection currents transfer heat from water at the bottom of beaker to the top of beaker rapidly. Okay, the arrows drawn in beaker, you can see the direction of convection currents which take place during heating the water. Okay, we can now say that water in a beaker is heated by convection currents, and water is good convector of heat. Water can transfer heat by convection only in upward direction, because hot water rises upward in the vessel, and heating element of an electric kettle is also fixed at the bottom of kettle. So this is all about, if water is taken in the vessel is heated, and when, since you can put this water for some time, it will remain cold. Okay, this is all about convection in water. Now, how convection take place in air? Convection means transfer of energy in a liquid or gas. When a part of gas or liquid is heated, then particles move faster and spread up and down, moving up and down. Now, convection in air. Air is a poor conductor of heat. Air is a poor conductor of heat. See, air near the heat source get heated and rise up. The air from the sides move in to take its place. Means, if you keep one hand above the flame and one hand on the side of flame, the hand at the top feels hot because air above the heated by convection, and the hand at the side does not feel hot because there is no convection. Means air is a very poor conductor of heat, so air can't transfer heat by the process of conduction. Air transfer heat from its hotter part to the colder part by the process, or by moving itself, or by the process of convection. Means, if you want to heat, in order to heat air in a room during winter, we keep the heater on the floor. Usually you see in the corner of room, you put the keep or put the heater usually in the corner of the room. Now, So when the heater is placed on the floor at the bottom of room, but it still heats all the air in the room. Actually, when air is heated by the heater in one part of room, then it transfers heat by convection. Okay. When this process of hot air rising upward and cold air sinking downwards take place again and again, due to which air in the room gets heated uniformly after some time. Okay. Thus a room heater heats all the air in a room by setting up convection current in the air. Hot air rises up and hot air transfer to the cold air, then cold air becomes downward and then it mixes with hot air. This process of hot air rising up and cold air sinking downward take place again and again, due to which all the air in the room get heated uniformly after some time. Is that clear? This is about convection in water and convection in air. Now, blowing of sea breeze and land breeze means gentle wind is called breeze. The people living in coastal area means seaside area experience an interesting phenomena called sea breeze and land breeze, which are based on the transfer of heat in air by convection current. Means during the day the land gets heated and trans and faster than the sea, so the air above the land gets heated, becomes hot and rises up, and cool air from the sea moves downward to the land. This is called sea breeze. Okay, means during the daytime when the sun shines, the solid land gets heated to higher temperature much more quickly than the liquid sea water. Is it okay? And then hot air over the land rises upward and cooler air from over the sea moves toward the land in the form of cool breeze. This breeze blowing from the sea towards the land is called sea breeze. Okay? See daytime cool air and warm air in figure, and at night time the hot during the night time the hot land cools much faster than the warm seawater. Due to this, land becomes cool very quickly, but the seawater remains warm for a much long time. So during night, hot air over the warm sea rises upward and cooler air from the land blows in towards the sea in the form of breeze. And breeze blowing from the land towards the sea is called land breeze. Land breeze only blows only during the night when sea water is hotter than land. See one more figure. Sea breeze. Air moves from the sea during the day and hot air rises from the land. Hot air rises from the land. In sea breeze blows during daytime and cool air from the sea moves toward the land. This is the figure, means during the daytime when sun shines, the solid land gets heated to higher temperature, much more than liquid seawater. Okay, then hot air over the land rises upward and cooler air are from over the sea moves towards the land in the form of cool breeze. This is called this breeze blowing from sea towards the land, means air moves towards the sea towards the land. This is called sea breeze. When breeze blowing from sea towards the land, that is called sea breeze. Understood? And land breeze, air moves from land to the sea at night, means see this, at night time hot air rises up from sea and cool air from land moves towards the sea, that is called land breeze. When cool air from sea moves toward the land, that is called sea breeze. And cool air from land towards the sea moves towards the sea, that is called land breeze. Understood? And sea breeze blows during daytime and land breeze blows during the night. This is about sea breeze and land breeze. Clearly understood? Now, next is about radiation. When we switch on the electric bulb, what happens then? When you switch on an electric bulb at your home, switch on the electric bulb, then what happens? It becomes hot and gives out heat and light. Okay? Now, if you keep our hand a short distance below the glowing bulb, what you feel? We can feel its heat on the hand. Okay? This means that hot glowing bulb is transferring some of heats to our hand. When we put your hand at a short distance below the glowing bulb, then what you feel? You feel some heat is transferred to our hand, and the hot electric bulb can't transfer its heat to our hand by conduction because air is a poor conductor of heat, and hot bulb also can't transfer its heat to our hand by convection because convection current of air always carry heat in upward direction, but this heat is in downward direction, comes in downward direction. So the hot electric bulb transfers transfer its heat to our hand held below it, which you put below it by the process of radiation. Note this, at your home you can do, and if there is no air in room, the hot electric bulb can transfer its heat to our hand by radiations. And all hot objects can transfer heat by radiations. Okay? Every hot object gives out invisible heat rays in all the directions. Okay? Means radiation is the process by which heat is transferred from one place to another without the help of any medium. For example, the heat from sun reaches to the earth by radiations. Means radiation is the transfer of heat energy from hot body to cold body by means of heat rays without any material medium between them. Best example is this, when heat comes from sun and reaches to the earth by radiations. Every day we observe this. Yes, right? Now, how does heat from the sun reach on the earth? We see every day this kind, means how does heat from the sun reach on the earth? What happened? The sun is very far away from the earth. When you feel heat from the sun, we take heat from the sun, You can feel the sun warm your skin on sunny day, and this is because the energy causes the particles in your skin to move faster. That is equal to more heat energy in their body. Means the sun is very far away from the earth, and there is mainly empty space between the sun and earth. You see in this figure, sun is very far from earth and very this empty space is between sun and the earth. Even heat from the sun reaches to the earth. Yes, is it correct? Even we observe that heat from the sun reaches to earth. Now heat from the sun can't reach the earth by conduction or convection, because both these processes required a medium to transfer the heat, and they can't take place in empty spaces. But heat from sun reaches on earth by process of radiations of from the sun comes from earth, and due to this heat from the sun reaches on the earth by the process of radiations. And sun is extremely hot object. Sun emits very heat rays, so many heat rays in all directions, and these heat radiations travel from vacuum between the sun and the earth from very high speed. Okay, and every object present on earth, radiations fall on that object and they receive heat from energy and hence get heated. Thus the sun's by the help of radiation, sun heat reaches the earth by the process of radiation. And this invisible heat rays which transfer heat by radiations are called infrared rays. We just call that infrared rays. Okay, understood? Now, in our day to day life, many situations are there when heat is transferred by radiations through a medium called air. Means when we stand next to a burning fire, what we feel? We can feel that heat of the fire falling on the face. You can do this at your home also. When you stand in front of your gas while the gas is on, and with the help of lighter on the gas, and when you stand next to the gas, what you feel? You feel heat is coming falling on your face, and heat is transferred from fire to your face, this by the process of radiations. Okay, when we cook some food in summer days when no air is there, then what happen? Sweat occurs and we feel hot, then heat is falling on our whole body. And next one is when we sit in front of room heater, then we get heat directly by the process of radiations. Okay, and when next example, when a hot utensils kept away from the flame cools down by transferring its heat to the surrounding by radiations. Depending on the temperature of surrounding, our body to give heat to the surrounding and receive heat from the surrounding by radiations. Okay, means depending on the temperature of surrounding, our body gives heat to the surrounding or receive heat to the surrounding by the process of radiations. Next one is absorbers of heat radiation. Means absorbers of heat radiation means the objects having dark color. Means when we wear black color cloth in sunlight and comes out in sunlight, then it get absorb more heat radiations than light color objects. Means the objects which having dark colors that absorb more heat radiations than the objects having light color. We will now see this activity. We take in this black painted tin can and a white tin can of small size. You can take anything and place them on two wooden blocks separately. Pour equal amount of water in both the tin cans and fix thermometer in them with the help of rubber coke. With the help of rubber coke. The initial temperature of water in both the tin cans are noted. Okay, now we place these both tins in sunlight for 1 hour. After 1 hour, what we observe in water in the black tin at higher temperature than in the white tin can. Means water black object absorbs more heat radiation than white objects. Means water in the white tin shows lower temperature and it absorb because tin absorb less heat from the sun. Okay, but black object is good absorber of heat radiations and it absorb more radiations from sunlight. So the water in the black tin becomes hotter than water that is present in white tin. Okay, understood? Means dark color absorb more heat radiations from the sun. Now emitters of heat radiations. Next one is emitters of heat radiations. Means the hot objects having dark color. Means the hot objects having dark colors emit more. Emit means give out more heat radiations than the hot objects having light color. Okay, see this activity is same as the previous. We take a black tin can and white tin can of same size. These tin cans are placed on wooden block separately and kept in a shady place inside a room. Shady place and inside the room. Both the tin can are filled with some same hot water and we note the temperature. Exactly the temperature is equal. Both the tin can initial temperature are exactly equal. Allow both the tin can to stand for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, note the temperature of water in both the tin cans again. We will find that water in black tin is at lower temperature than water in white can. This means black color tin has lost heat faster than white color tin can. Means black object is a better emitter of heat, gives out heat. On the other hand, high temperature of water in white can shows white color tin can has lost heat slowly. So white object is poor emitter of heat or white object loses heat slowly. Or we can say dark color objects absorb heat better and also emit heat better than light colored objects. Okay, our conclusion is what? Means dark color objects absorb heat better and also gives out heat better than light colored objects. This is the conclusion of these two topics. Understood? In simple way you can say dark color objects absorb heat better and also gives out heat, emit heat better than light colored objects. Understood? Now importance of colors of objects. Means dark color surface, same dark color surface absorb more heat than light color surface. This is one more example in front of you. Take two tin cans and paint the outer surface. One is black and one is white. You can do like this and measure the temperature of cans. Water in black can is warmer than water in white can. And dark colored surfaces radiate more heat than light colored surfaces. This is one more example, same as previous activity. Understood? Now, importance of color of objects in everyday life means kinds of cloth we wear in summer and winter. Dark colored surface absorb more heat than light colored. We have learned this. We wear dark colored clothes in winter because it absorbs more heat and keep us warm. And people prefer to wear white color in hot summer because white color absorb less heat from sun and white color reflect most of the sun heat rays which fall on them and keep us cool and comfortable in hot weather. Okay, means in summer white shade reflects the sun heat rays and makes us stay cooler. We prefer to wear dark color clothes in cold winter. This is because dark color clothes absorb more heat rays from sun and keep us warm in winter season. Because for example, this black color shirt in winter absorb the sun heat rays more efficiently and keep us warm. Same in the case of color of houses. You can observe in your surrounding. The houses in hot and sunny countries like ours are usually painted white or with light color from outside. This is because house painted white or with light colors absorb very little sun heat rays. It reflects most of the sun heat rays and this keeps the house cool in hot days of summer. Okay, and one more word is solar cooker. You have listened this word, solar water heater. Means box of solar cooker is painted black from inside. This is because black color absorb very good absorber of heat and it will absorb maximum heat radiations that comes from the sun. Okay, this is all about radiations. In this chapter, what you have learned, now the brief summary of this chapter, what you have learned in this chapter. What's the chapter name? Heat. First we discuss about hot and cold. Means our sense of touch is not always a reliable guide to the degree of hotness and of object. So to determine hotness and coldness, we use some devices that is called thermometer. And thermometer we discuss types. Clinical thermometer, which we generally use to measure our body temperature. Next is which thermometer? Laboratory and digital. Laboratory thermometer is used in labs. And what's the normal temperature of human body? Normal temperature of human body is 37 degrees Celsius. Okay, and next about these thermometers, when we discuss about thermometer, after our topic is transfer of heat. Means the heat flows from a body at higher temperature to a body at lower temperature. There are three ways in which heat can flow from one object to another. These are conduction, convection, and radiation. And in solid, generally heat is transferred by conduction. In liquid and gases, heat is transferred by convection. And no medium is required for transfer the heat by radiations. And next one is about conductor and insulator. Materials which allow heat to pass through them easily are called conductor. And insulator, the materials which do not allow heat to pass through them easily, that is called insulator. Example of insulator is plastic, wood, rubber. And last one is about radiations, about dark color clothes, woolen clothes. Dark color objects absorb more energy, more heat than light colored objects. That is the reason we feel more comfortable in light colored clothes in summer. And woolen clothes keep us warm during winter. It is so because wool is poor conductor of heat and it has air trapped in between the fibers. Understood? This is all about our chapter heat. Now you have to complete your homework. Read this lesson very carefully 1 or 2 times. Then you can easily understand all the question and no need to learn these questions. You have only revised this chapter very carefully. Then you can able to answer each and every questions of your exercise questions or any questions related to this lesson. So read this lesson very carefully from your book or this lectures and complete exercise questions of this lesson. Okay, write and learn. Your homework is complete exercise questions of this lesson. Write and learn all these questions. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye.